In a quiet Himalayan village nestled among snow-draped peaks lived a boy named Tenzin. His days were simple, tending yaks with his father, helping his mother weave scarves, and listening to old stories by the fire. But his heart was not in the valley. It lived up there among the clouds, where the tallest mountain on earth pierced the sky, Komalungma, or as the world calls it, Mount Everest. Tenzin would often stare at the distant summit, glowing in the morning light. "I'll climb that one day," he whispered to the wind. People laughed. "You? Climb Everest?" they teased. "You can't even carry a full basket of firewood." Even his own family shook their heads. His mother, ever gentle, told him, "Some mountains are meant only for spirits, my son. Don't let your heart chase what your feet cannot follow." But dreams are stubborn things. Tenzin's feet began to climb before anyone believed they could. He trained in secret, filling a sack with rocks and climbing the steep paths before dawn. He read worn-out books on mountaineering borrowed from trekking lodges. He learned to tie knots, fix gear, and fight exhaustion, not just in his legs, but in his mind. And then came his first real chance. When Tenzin was 16, a group of foreign climbers passed through his village. They needed porters to carry supplies. Tenzin begged to join. "You're just a boy," said the expedition leader. "I'm stronger than I look," he replied, "and I'll work twice as hard." They took him. His first climb wasn't Everest. It was Low Bush East, a challenging but smaller peak. Still, the air was thin, the cold biting, and the packs heavier than he imagined. But Tenzin didn't complain. He watched the climbers, how they stepped, rested, and respected the mountain. At night, he sat quietly, absorbing every detail. "You've got something," one of them told him. "Maybe one day, this mountain will know your name." Those words lit a fire inside him that no storm could extinguish. Over the next few years, Tenzin climbed more and more, always as a porter, never as the lead. He saved every rupee, bought used gear, and trained harder than ever. He summited smaller peaks, survived blizzards, even lost 2 fingers of frostbite. But he never lost his dream. At 23, he stood at Everest Base Camp for the first time, staring up at the roof of the world. He felt ready. The mountain had other plans. Tenzin's first Everest attempt ended in failure. A sudden storm forced him to turn back. Whiteout conditions, fierce winds, and buried camps made the mountain impassable. His second attempt was worse. He developed altitude sickness near Camp 3, vomiting, disoriented, unable to eat or speak clearly. He stumbled down the slopes, refusing help. "If I can't walk down," he said weakly, "then I don't deserve to go up." His third try brought him closer. He reached Camp 4, the death zone. The summit was in sight. But then one of his teammates collapsed. Without hesitation, Tenzin turned back and helped carry him down. "You were so close," the climber said afterward. "Some summits can wait," Tenzin replied. "Lives can't." The mountain had spoken 3 times. Not yet. The villagers stopped mocking him. Some even began to worry. His mother pleaded, "Please, stop chasing a dream that wants to take you away from me." But Tenzin simply said, "Then I will keep climbing until it welcomes me." At 31, 15 years after he first declared his dream, Tenzin returned to Everest. He had better gear now, more experience, and a small team who believed in him. He moved with patience, checking every knot, every oxygen tank, every cloud in the sky. As they neared the summit, the wind screamed like an ancient ghost. The cold was so fierce it felt alive. Every step was a battle against gravity, against fear, against himself. And then, after hours of struggle, just as the sky began to lighten with dawn, Tenzin reached the top. He stood on the summit of the world. The earth stretched below like a painting. Snow, cloud, and silence. He felt no need to cheer. No need to pose for photos. He just stood there, eyes closed, whispering, "Thank you," because the mountain had finally answered. It had whispered back, "You are ready." When he descended, the village didn't just see a climber. They saw a man who had carried a dream higher than most men dared to look. His story spread, not because he conquered Everest, but because he conquered doubt, pain, and every reason to give up. He became a legend not for standing on top of the world, but for never backing down when it tried to push him off.